guys, Rick Shaw here. It's the 24th of July 2021. We're on a power outage again. We had one last night for about an hour and a half, and it came back on. But we were pretty cool. We have some lights here, but we also have something that I've been doing for many years, even when I was young, is make yourself one of these guys. I hope you can see that. It's dark in here yet. But I make a Crisco candle. These things burn forever. You just take a cheap little skinny candle and take some of the little couple tablespoons of Crisco out and splush that thing down in there. And then when you burn that thing, it'll burn for a long time. We don't use Crisco to cook into, but we do use it for candles, and they last for if you have power outages on a regular basis, you'll get a month out of one of these dang things easy. You're not burning it all day, but somebody said online that they'll burn for 72 hours. I never burnt one continuously to time it or anything like that, but they last for a long time. But also here at 4:50, we had a pretty good earthquake. It must have been a close to the surface one, because it had this lamp was doing this, guys. It was really going like that. The helmets were all really shaking. They're on a shorter pendulum, so they weren't going too bad, but it actually got the girls up, and they came downstairs. It's always worse up above. Higher up you go, it seems like they're worse. But I don't know. It didn't seem like a big thing to me, but I lived in California, so I lived in the Midwest with tornadoes. I was down in Florida with hurricanes. Here with landslides and floods and stuff. It's just no matter where you go, there's always something. But that's how she goes. We've just been kind of chilling here. We're not really going out. I might take the umbrella cam out a little bit later. I'd like to go down. I was out already, but I forgot to go down and look at the river and see how much water is coming through that river down there. I'd like to put the camera in the case. I actually still have the waterproof case here. That's right here. I don't know if you can see that. And I drilled a hole in the back for the microphone so I could use it on the motorcycle. More protection in case if it falls off. I also have a little, I put myself a little savior on there, in case if it falls off. I got a hook on there I could hook so it doesn't hit the ground. I saw vloggers that fell off one time because his little sticky thing fell off the helmet, and his camera was trashed. It was completely trashed, so he had to buy another one. I don't want that to happen, so I put myself a safety cable on there. But I also did it so I have a little plug. It's like an extra plug that sticks in there and fits real tight. And I went ahead and stuck that in the hole and sealed it up without the camera in it, and held it in a bucket of water, and no water got in. So I think in the rain it'd be okay. But I'll still bring the umbrella. If I can get a film of that river, if it's raging, I'll put that on there as best I can anyway. But another thing we noticed, we just had that big notification that kids aren't allowed out again. Good morning, Grandma. And then I saw like a police paddy wagon coming through. Now that's the first I've seen since I've been here, but my wife said she talked to the guys and they've seen them before. So I'll probably stop one when I see them and talk to them and see what's up. One thing I have noticed about the police here compared to the like security guards and traffic cops and stuff, pretty much you can bet that if they're a policeman, their English is going to be pretty damn good. That's what I've come to find out in 8 years here of the ones I've talked to. When they used to ride through our neighborhood in Carmona, a lot of times I'd stop them and ask them how they were doing and what's going on, and every one of them will talk to you. Their English is just good. And I've noticed that about some of the military guys at the checkpoint that you've seen. Their English is all good. Where you can run into security guards that just smile and their eyes glass over, and same thing with the traffic cops. They don't. They definitely don't have as good English. But that's how that goes. I did a couple of videos earlier. I had to nix them because it was raining so hard that you could hardly hear me. That's how loud it gets in here. That's something I think Demeter Land should offer, is either a different type of roof here or an insulation package that they could offer. They may not offer it because then they're saying their houses are loud, but I'm telling you, it gets really loud in here. Last night, I don't think any of us slept that great. Kids did, but I was just constantly up because it's so loud in this house. You got concrete walls. It's like an echo chamber with that roof. There's basically just like this one's drywall, and they do have drywall up in the ceilings, but it's a metal studding, and then right up above that is more metal, heavier metal, with just that tin roof. And I'm telling you, it's loud. It's not raining that hard right now. It let up a lot, and I'll bet you're hearing the rain in here. So that's just the way that goes. I just wish Demeter Land would have offered that package, because I'd have took it. Now, when we were in GMA, we had the tin roof there, but it was corrugated, so it wasn't that loud in there. And that just had like Lawan ceiling in that one, but it had wooden roof trusses, no metal at all in there. Big like logs they cut up, and that wasn't loud at all in there. I never even thought about it, But here, my goodness, when it rains. Now, when it rains and it's real windy like it's been, it's not as bad because the rain's not hitting directly. But when we get just a straight down soaker, my goodness, it's like thunder in here. It's like a train coming through. So, but we'll get used to it. We're planning on doing a big awning outside. I'd like to go around the whole place with it because we're getting a lot of rain on these doors here. And rain comes in. It's been coming in everywhere. Our big window up here, you can see I got a towel there. This big window's leaking. I got a hold of the girl at Demeter Land, and she's going to send the window people out and get them to reseal this window. Now, that one, it's not a window that opens at all. It's just a big, big frame thing with sealed glass, and it leaks. So we got a lot of water in there in the last couple of days, so that's got to get fixed. I'm sure it's going to be after these rains. I hope they don't last till Christmas like they did the year Geronimo was born. That was a horrible thing. I was almost ready to leave. It was 2017, and it just never stopped raining. It seemed it was horrible. My back was in a twist, like it is now. Before I went to bed last night, I wasn't feeling super bad, but I took some Arnica anyway that Wes gave me. Thanks, buddy. And I'm just thinking that maybe that made it why it was not so bad this morning when I got up. Just this weather gets me. Right now, I checked the thermometer. It's 75 in the house. It's 70 outside, and we're sitting at around 80% humidity. Yep, right on around 80 again. So this isn't going to let up. I don't think. It's coming from the northeast, and it's blowing down to the southwest. So that's different. That's different than what I've seen. And I see there's that big storm hitting Japan right now. They're getting really dumped on, and that's just, it's actually, instead of drawing the moisture up to it, it's pushing it down to us this time. So, and this is some serious rains we're getting. I bet you there's a lot of flooding around right now. I haven't seen the news. I've been getting notifications on the earthquake on there, plus rain warning, and flood warnings and all that. It automatically comes to your phone here. I don't know about the other cards, if anybody has Globe or any of the other SIM cards, you can let me know, but I have a smart SIM card in my phone, and all the government notifications come through there if anything's going on. So they have a really cool emergency alert system here. It's top notch. It's just like the transportation system in this country. I know some people say, it's a jeepney, it's tricycles, it's these little electric buggies and all this weird stuff. But I'm going to tell you what, this is one of the best transportation systems in the world. It's inexpensive. You can go anywhere. Our friends were here. They drove in an air-conditioned van 60 miles from here all the way back to where they live for 150 pesos. Okay, so we're talking $3, guys. We've gone into Manila from when we were in Carmona for a couple bucks on a bus, air-conditioned bus. Now from here, I hear it's like on a bus, it's like to go to Manila is like 300. That's not bad. Come on, guys. It's just amazing. So you do got to give them props for their transportation system here. I have noticed as this COVID's been going on, you don't see as many filthy jeepneys running around. We had, it seemed like before this, the pollution was pretty bad. It always blows off pretty quick though, but I feel bad for the traffic cops. They've got to stand in that all day. It's just ridiculous. They were wearing masks before masks were popular because they're right in the thick of it. And some of these jeepneys, they're just, how you see those trucks that are throwing smoke in the States, these souped up diesels, and they billow that smoke. Well, some of these jeepneys do that on a daily basis. And another thing I've noticed is the Mitsubishi L300s, they seem to be smokers too, even ones that are not that old. We had one of them that was bought for the Walter Mart that was traveling around. They would pick people up from the thing for 10 pesos to bring them into Walter Mart and take them home. So the ladies could do their shopping and go to the supermarket and all that stuff. And the one was a brand new one was bought. And I thought, I was wanting to get one of those myself. I think they're a nice one. And then my buddy said, no, don't get them because the emissions is bad on them and blah, blah, blah. And okay, whatever. Well, this one here, over a period of a year or so, it really started billowing some smoke. Now, I don't know how they did their oil changes or not. I'm an oil changer. I've done the bike already. I do my car. I use AMSOIL synthetic and everything. Now, this one, I let them use their oil, but I have AMSOIL and a new filter ready to go into it. We're not riding the bike now. Poor baby's just sitting there right now because I don't feel like riding in the rain. There's enough dangers driving in this country in the good weather and the sunshine than driving in this stuff. But a lot of folks do it. There's I've seen more motorcycles here now than I ever have. Years past, you never saw motorcycles like this. And the motorcycles too, to be honest with you, I don't think the people are, they're not really trained up. They just basically give them a motorcycle license, and they're just, some of them are just downright dangerous, the way they pass you and all this stuff, and the way they ride in the lanes and cut you off. We've had them cut us off and then hit the brakes, and it's like, if it would have been somebody with an old car with bad brakes, they'd have been run over. And you do see a lot of them getting hit. They don't make big news on terrible accidents. I know when I was in the States, if there was an accident somewhere in the state, it was all over the news, a crash. Here it's a daily occurrence, so they don't make any big news on it, so. But I did see another thing. Kenneth sent this to me, and it was kind of long, but I watched it. But on the 23rd of July in New South Wales, Australia. It was a Channel 7 news thing. That's how you can look it up. It's long, so you got to kind of scroll through it. But they're having a thing now where you're not allowed to talk because that spreads it. I mean, guys, is it going to start getting that ludicrous everywhere? You know, it just don't seem like this dang thing's ever going to end. And some places are just going crazy. And the funny thing was, when I was watching that newscast, if you looked at the people that were on that newscast talking, all of them looked like they were crazy. You know, like they were the crazy lady walking naked down the street here. It just amazed me. Thanks for sending that to me, Kenneth. But my goodness, you know, the lunatics are running the asylum down there. I'm telling you, it just amazed the heck out of me, and I feel bad for the people down there. You know, I seen a couple things. I was scrolling down after I saw that one, and there was some of the comments and stuff, and the people were saying, just ignore them, turn off the TV, and just ignore these people, and just do what you're going to do. You got to remember, there's a lot more of us than them, and I don't know. One of my bucket list thing was always to go to Australia, and it's like, I don't think I want to go there now. Another thing I just learned about down there was if you say something that's considered hate speech, doesn't matter if you're a foreigner or not, you can get thrown in jail if somebody gets their panties in a bunch. You know, you guys from Australia, let me know about that, but that's something I just heard. And then the other thing, I was watching that channel about the scammer vloggers here that are, you know, they're doing money and stuff. And there is a law here, and I've known about this for a long time. We have a friend that's in the PMP, and real good guy. And you're not allowed to give beggars money. It's against the law. Now, here's the thing, though. They're everywhere. There's syndicates here where they get the women in their serapes, and they got this limp baby. I think they drugged the babies, and the babies' heads are all hanging. They're like half dead, and they get on there and they got their little envelopes and pass them out. They don't bother those people because I guess they don't have any money, but they'll get you. They'll get you for giving people money. And I have done it in the past. I have done it before, and gave people, 500,000 pesos or something, ones that were really bad. And my buddy said, don't do that. You can get in some trouble for that. And then I also saw in this last vlog, I can't remember. I got a memory loss about this guy, but I mentioned on another video. You can't show their faces if you do want to take your own money. You can't solicit money as a charity here unless you're licensed and all that kind of stuff. And you can't do it on a tourist visa. But a lot of these guys are doing it, and they're getting exposed now. I mean, I would be careful of doing any of that kind of stuff. But even if you're doing it on your own, you're not supposed to show their faces or anything like that. We know a lot of generous people. But when you're doing stuff like that, if you're going to be charitable and you're going to help people out, you're not supposed to make a big fuss over it. Just do it. Just do it. And if you're going to be charitable, do it. Be charitable. Just keep it on the Q2. I ain't going to say anything more about what we do here. I did on some videos way back, and I'll tell you what, I have a Filipino buddy that he years ago, before he got the decent job that he has now, he wasn't making that much, him or his wife, but every year, Christmas, they were the most generous people I ever met. I mean, he would get thousands and thousands of pesos and hand out 20s to the people. Never made a fuss about it, never made no videos, just did it because he's a decent guy. And that, that kind of blows you away, because he knows there's people poorer than him, and he spreads it around. So that just that makes you sit back and say, wow, there's here you're going to find some of the sweetest people you ever met, It's unbelievable. I'm shocked so many days. Now you run in, unless they get behind a driver's wheel, that gets me sometimes. But generally, you're going to run into some super nice people. Another thing, though, when you're here, if you're driving and you're aggravated, let somebody else drive. And especially if you get in an accident, don't get out and holler at anybody, because you can get in a big fuss for that. Everybody's got cameras now, and somebody can turn you in. You're not allowed to talk down to anybody here as a foreigner or scream in their faces or anything like that, because they'll come and get you for that. You can't do it. You have to be very careful with that kind of stuff. Treat the people nice. You do get some people. I had a guy one time. I was making a right-hand turn, had my blinker on. He came up on his motorcycle and near hit me. He didn't fall down or something, but when I pulled into the thing, he got pissed off and said, "Why didn't you have your blinker on?" Well, it was on. I always use my blinker. It's just a habit. In the States that I lived in, you don't use your blinker, you get a ticket. I've always used my blinkers, and he just didn't see it. I don't have any side marker blinkers on this one, or none of them in the mirror. I just have them on the left right corner and the front right corner. So he just didn't notice it, but he should have. But here's the thing: when I'm in a right-hand lane, you shouldn't be coming up between the curb and me trying to pass me. I don't think that's right. But I just kept my mouth shut. I just looked at him, okay, shrugged my shoulders like you do here in the Philippines, and I went into the store. And then when I came out, he was gone. But you don't want to get into any kind of altercations with these folks. Just keep your mouth shut, and you'll be far better off. Because some of them will vent on you. There's, for some reason, they're doing this. I'm noticing they're doing this anti-foreigner thing. They were pushing it pretty good, like Americans are against Asians or something. They're showing on the news media, out of 300 and some million people in the U.S., they're putting this one thing out because this one guy hollered at an Asian. It's not how it is, guys. You go to California. There's Asians everywhere. Nobody's giving those guys a hard time. Nobody's giving anybody a hard time I've ever seen. It's just like the thing they're doing in the States with the black folks. I lived down south for quite a while, and I never seen anybody really getting on them. Yeah, you got your factions, these KKK guys and all that kind of stuff, but even that's going away. That's just a fringe group. And me, I always said I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're purple. Especially when it was guys on the job. If they were good guys, I liked them. If they were bad guys, I sent them down the road kicking stones. That's all there was to it. But I never gave a dang what color anybody was. And nobody I knew really did either. It's just the way it is. But they're pushing this. They're pushing some kind of narrative now, and I don't think that's the Filipino people doing that. I think that's other powers from across, the other place over there to the west of us. I think that's them pushing this crap. Because, trying to get an anti-American sentiment so the people will say, oh, you don't want America there. We're your benevolent buddies, while they're taking over the South China Sea. Give me a break. But I just also seen on the news they're sending a bunch of the F-22 Raptors here, coming out of Guam. That's cool. That's a pretty nasty bird, I'll tell you that much. And of course the ships we got over here. There's a mutual defense treaty that was signed with the U.S. and the Philippines, where if the Philippines gets in a scrape, the U.S. will come to the aid. I hope they don't scrap that. I really do. You don't know the political climate here. It's always been an up and down thing. You never know what's going to go on around here. I remember years ago people used to, talk bad about Marcos, but I was here, and I remember everybody was working. They were building like crazy. Railroads were growing, buildings going. It just went nuts, and the peso was 2 for $1. I thought it was great because I'd give them $1 and I'd get 2 pesos, and they spent the same. Now the pesos, I think it's at 51 right now, 51 and change, and a peso doesn't spend like $1, that's for sure. If you come here thinking you're going to get a lot of super good deals, some places you can, but you go into the stores, food prices are similar. You're not going to get any great deals on a lot of stuff. A lot of the merchandise in the stores, the deals on, it's all from China. The stuff that's made here, like our furniture. This furniture was $1,000, guys. The table, the chairs, the bench, this thing right here, and our bed frame. We had a real nice bed frame. Now we're going to get some more made. We're going to get the kids a bed frame made. I want to get a little table there, scoot it over a little bit, and then the other thing I want to do, I want to get one for here. I want to get something that has a couple drawers in it, maybe 3 drawers, and an open space in case we want to use it like a desk, and have a couple cabinets down there made out of this same wood. And then this one here, I think I'm going to remove this out of here. We'll use it to sit down outside, and I want to have them make one exactly the same size. It's a box, so we can use it for storage. We're a tiny house. We're a tiny house, so that's down the road. It'll probably be another $1,000 for that kind of stuff. But we're doing it. We're not getting in a big hurry. We did see in the store down at S&M when my wife and I were there the other day. We had a date. Grandma was here, so we didn't take the kids. But we saw a really nice cabinet. It was 9,000 and some pesos, and it wasn't like the best. I didn't look to see if it was particle board and veneer and all this crap, but just the way it was made, I thought, oh boy, that's really nice. That would be nice for under the TV. But something like that, we won't pay that much money for it. We'll wait till there's a sale. And that store, you just have to, when you see something, it'll either be gone or it'll go on sale. So we'll watch for that. And then we don't know. I'd like to keep a little bit of money in my pocket whenever we see something, so we can grab it here quickly. Because if you don't, it's usually gone. But I was going to grab that for that amount of money yet, for what it was like. I thought, I'd rather get one similar to it made, and it was like that table and chair there that folds up. We grabbed that. We grabbed that real quickly, and it was kind of expensive, but you're not going to see it again. It's what's going to happen in this country if you come here and you see something you really like in the store. If you really like it, you better grab it, because you may never see it again. And even in these furniture stores, some of the stuff we saw in the furniture stores are just gone. Now I'm going back down to Mandawi to get a cabinet for outside, so I can put my tools and all that, put it away so we can get that table out of there and I can get to stuff. That would be really nice. And it's going to be just my cabinet for tools. I hope the cabinet I saw that I really liked is still there. It's a steel cabinet. It was just, I was looking at it going, it's perfect. I was, in my mind, I was setting all my tools in there thinking this is going to be just great. And it was pretty sturdy. It was, it's a steel cabinet. It's going to be sturdy. And I thought this would be good. I'll make a little roof for it in case the rain does blow, because rain's blowing all over. It's just crazy. We do want to do this thing. I saw some nice roofing when we were down at, what was the name of that store again? Wilcon Depot. They have a really nice roofing there. It's like, it's almost like an asphalt type, but it comes in big pieces. And you put it on there kind of like a shingle. And, that's going to be real quiet. And I was thinking that would be really good. Plus, it would be a decent insulator. Even when I do a roof like this here, I'd like to put a, the roof on, and then, vent it. Have part of the roof come down here, and then overlap it and leave a little airspace in there. I've done that before when I did roofs. I did a roof before where it went down about 20 feet, and I had 3 of those. It was like 3 separate roofs, but I had the sheets overlapped by about 2 feet, and then that way, that heat could escape, air could move. And then I was planning on putting a flat piece just to insulate the heat off you, because I want to make that area the man cave. And I'm thinking too, also above this door, I'd like to go completely above this door and completely above that area too, all the way wrapped around the whole house, because the rain's coming in from everywhere. I mean, you can't leave a window open right now because it's just going to get soaked with rain. Last night, this one was just getting plastered. Everything over there that my wife had covered up was just getting plastered with rain. And then 6 hours earlier, these windows were getting plastered. That one's leaking. It's just crazy the way the rain's going. So, but at least it's a little bit quiet now. It's kind of really toned down from what it was. So I'm going to let you go before it gets too loud again. So this is Rickshaw out. Don't forget to pray for each other. And what are you going to say, mister?
Rickshaw out.
Thank you, buddy.
Bye.